Hello, and welcome back to Somatic Foundations on the Wellness Generalist. My name is Annie. Thanks for coming back if you are returning, and welcome if you're new. So, in this video, we will be doing the three-step breath, three-part breath. And basically, I will give a brief description and intro, and then we will just go into it. I will do it, guide it, and so you can follow along with me. So if you are new to breath work, absolutely new, um, I would recommend repeating this like a few times, perhaps. I wouldn't say this, there's no right or wrong, but like if you're totally new to breath work, I would just say start with just paying attention to your breath. In general, if that's something that's new to you. Because for some people, paying attention to their breath is something that's not very accessible or could perhaps even be triggering or uncomfortable. So please just pay attention to that. If that's where you're at, or it's just not as familiar to you, please start there. Just acknowledging what your relationship is with the breath. And breathwork does not have to be complicated, just paying attention to the breath. In one moment, we can just notice our breath, take a deeper breath. It is the only mechanism that happens automatically for us throughout the day, all day. And yet, at a moment, we can change it, right? It is the only mechanism of our body that uh, can be both controllable and automatic. Most other mechanism, every other mechanism in our body is one or the other. Smooth muscle, our digestive system, it's automatic. We can't do anything about it. I can't be like, digestion, go further. I can massage my belly and coerce it to maybe as a byproduct, but my smooth muscle, my digestive system is doing its own thing. It's not really under my control. And then my muscles, I can, the muscles we think of are you know, these are the muscles I'm controlling. So just to give a little bit of frame of reference. Okay. So we will be, excuse me, I have a little bit of congestion. We will be moving from orientation around the lungs and heart space down to the belly, down to the pelvic floor. Uh, so when I'm working in more private space with folks, I tend to get in a more in-depth conversation, and I like to use explicit words around the genitalia. What when we're orienting around the pelvic floor, just to normalize this as a part of our body, because often in society we're socialized to ignore this or keep it very private. Um, just a part of our body. Of course, it is private, but for this breath work, you have full permission in your inner attention to be oriented around this core part of our body, moving from here, 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 in our literal core, our torso. So, just to name that, I work with folks around pleasure positive practices, and that normalizing and integrating all of the parts of the body is a very helpful practice. We are walking around with our whole bodies at all times. So, just as a footnote, that is something I would be having a more in-depth conversation with someone around this practice that I won't be getting into so much here, and I'm wanting to keep this from getting banned if we are on YouTube or something like that. Um, so feel free to reach out to me if that's something that interests you. And just naming that I will be being explicit around the pelvic floor, though, and that we most of us do have genitals of some sort that are a core piece of our pelvic floor system and of our chi or life force. And so I will be bringing that in explicitly in this breath work. And Okay, I'm just gonna hop right into it. So, just noticing my breath as it is normally. I'm gonna breathe through my mouth so that I can get a little bit more oxygen. Now, going to be bringing our attention to chest, the heart space, the lungs, feeling the chest rise and fall with each breath. Filling the lungs up, making a sound as I exhale. Seeing how much space I can take up in my own body with each inhale and exhale. Putting my hands, my belly, feeling my belly relax. Each exhale, pushing it out. Feeling the belly collapse towards the navel with the exhale. And fill up like a balloon on the inhale. And in. And out. Big breath. And letting out. Now, bringing the inner attention down to the pelvic floor, the hips. Putting my hand just over my crotch area. Just placing it there. In and out. I'm imagining this bowl of my hips being filled with air with each in breath and out breath. I'm gonna breathe in, big breath, and then hold the breath, and squeeze the pelvic floor muscles. Kegels, or like you're holding something in. Let that out, all out. One more time, breathing in, extra oxygen, breathing it in, sip, hold, and squeeze. Squeeze like you're holding something in, and release. All of that go. One more time. Biggest breath that you have all day. Filling it up, holding, squeezing. I'll let go. Starting to wiggle the fingers and toes a little bit. Mhm. Imagining that beautiful air flowing all the way from the top of the head to the face and the heart, lungs, down to the belly, down the legs, down to the feet. Slowly coming back to normal breathing, noticing the impact of that. Rinse and repeat. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed that. Please feel free to leave comments and share with anyone you might feel could benefit from this. Thanks so much.